Okay, welcome everyone. Get a little set up here. All right. While everybody signs on, we'll make a few last adjustments. There you go. All right. Very good. And as always, read the disclaimer for you people that are watching the show after, or always read the disclaimer. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. Nothing in this show is an offer to buy or sell anything, security-wise, trading-wise, investment-wise. We are not registered investment advisors. So anything in this show should be taken with a grain of salt. Always consult a professional, and always, hey, welcome, Samuel. Savar too. Hey, welcome to you, brother. But make sure you guys read that disclaimer, okay? All of you. Get used to doing that too. You know, while we're waiting for everybody to sign on, let's talk about that a little. Always read the disclaimer. I know it's a pain in the you-know-what, but it's, they can make the difference. Always know the rules, right? But hey, gang, everybody's kind of signing on now. So we're kind of make sure that our microphone in a beautiful studio in the trading room too. Thank you, Samuel, and the big the office people, Laura and all them. Hey, Chad, you are early today. Nice. Okay, you know what? If Chad's here, let's get started. The reason we're going to get started is it's going to be a little brief of a show today. Go over the market and a little bit of a news, and then we'll do a quick Q&A. Glad to see everybody here. Welcome. It is Thursday, July 12th, 2018. It was an interesting market day. Like Samuel said when he popped in, man, what a day in the market. It was a great day in the market. We're still in the certain trades. We'll get into that a little later. But it was a great day in the market. The NASDAQ hit an all-time high today. It looks like is the broad market right behind. That was really a nice move by the NASDAQ. And that was on top of, it was kind of battling. Netflix had some, an analyst come out and say some stuff about it. And it kind of got a little beat down. But then again, later in the day with Netflix, what happened was the Emmy Awards were announced, the nominations, and they just dominated it. So that kind of boosted it up a little bit on the stock, got a little enthusiasm going on there. So, and that was really a nice move by NASDAQ. We were saying it a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about that right shoulder developing on the S&P 500. If tech wasn't participating. Well, tech's participated. Now, tomorrow brings us the big question, right? Is the broad market, the S&P 500 and the Dow right behind? Because you got to ask yourself, what's been missing from this rally? Why isn't the S&P 500 at all-time highs and the Dow when the NASDAQ in? Well, we're going to tell you right now, it's banks. Banks have not been participating. So let's see if tomorrow is earnings season kicks off. And of course, it kicks off with the big banks. One of our favorites, Bank of America. And another one that we talked to you guys, we kind of put out there as a free idea, Wells Fargo going into earnings, right? Wells Fargo had a little red day today. If you're looking to play those earnings, you're expecting a good report, you're expecting a good pop in the stock. Today was a great day to get into it. So I believe Savar is playing it. We'll talk about that after the review. But, we also had the Fed Powell speech. Powell, one of the big Fed guys, gave his speech today. It doesn't look like they're not concerned about a recession. What they're concerned about is inflation. Inflation is the problem right now. We need a little bit more of it. So it's growing slowly. So we'll see how that goes. Give Trump time. Whatever he's doing, whether you love him or hate him, give him some time. The NATO thing worked out, right? The North Korean thing's working out. You got the tax reform through. And I love you, Samuel. Thank you. You made my Thursday. All of you guys made my Thursday. But let's get back to the report. So Netflix dominated the Emmys today. And for the trade room, this kind of blew our minds because we know Netflix is big, but we actually canceled our Netflix after years because the last few times we've been on it, it's just crap. So we just couldn't find anything to watch. And we went with Hulu. But the difference being is on Netflix and Hulu, right? And this is why we kind of like Hulu as a small company. They're not publicly traded, but if they ever are, maybe we'll take a look at it. But we feel like Hulu, in a way, is taking some of Netflix's lunch, and you might want to be aware of this if you're playing them for earnings, right? Because in a couple of weeks we'll have the tech earnings start kicking in. If Netflix is on your watch list, what we think is with I'm putting that one up, Chad. What we're thinking is, with Hulu, what you get with Hulu that's different from Netflix is you get those live TV shows, not live, but you can watch the current TV shows pretty much and follow it along for the season. Great for binge watching, right? What's streaming media all about? Binge watching, right? It's no fun unless you watch 30 hours straight of it, right? And those TV shows just add to that, and so we're wondering if that's going to hurt Netflix over in the earnings report. And we'll see how that plays out. Today the big thing on in politics, of course, was I don't know if I'm pronouncing Strzok, but Peter Strzok, he is the FBI investigator that had the affair with the other agent, and of course this really opened up a can of worms. Trey Gowdy got into it with him. It was pretty exciting. If you guys have a chance to, it's already on YouTube. Just search the hearings, FBI hearings or something, and go watch it. It's pretty entertaining. It's probably better than anything on Netflix right now. So enjoy. And then, like we said, earnings season kicks off tomorrow. It kicks off with the banks, and then you kind of roll into some industrials and stuff. And then about 5 days, we start getting the big ones, which are your Dow components, your Caterpillar, and things like that. And then we start rolling into tech, and then things really get fun and things get super exciting, right? When we start getting the Apple earnings and the big ones start coming through. Amazon should be an interesting quarter, right? Look at the moves Jeff Bezos has been making, man. He's into healthcare. He's into prescription delivery. He's just all over the place. They bought Whole Foods. It just should be a really interesting earnings call. So, sorry, Savannah. Anyways, let me get back to the yeah, I know, but he never shows up for the show, and you do too, right? But look, with that Amazon report, this is something we wanted to kind of talk about, because a lot of you out there are new investors or you're not familiar with trading. One of the most fun things about earnings season is actually the conference calls, the earning calls. Now, if you go to Netflix or Amazon and you go to their investor relations section, you can sign up to listen to the call. And if you want to, you can even ask a question. They might not pose your question, but you can put your question on a list, and you'll be on the conference call forever and stuff, right? It's kind of fun. If you guys have never done it, try one with Bank of America tomorrow, because Bank of America's conference call should be really good earnings call. I mean, Bank of America, just go to Bank of America's website, and there's an investor relations thing, and then click that, and it'll tell you when the conference call is. Sign up for it. Go watch it. It's really fun. It's interesting. And you will learn things about companies that are just amazing. And they'll always talk about things going forward, what they're looking for the next quarter. And then they'll make, we should be getting dividend news and stuff like that. So it should be a fun time. If you guys have never done that, go ahead and listen in on a conference call. Pick your favorite stock, or just take one that's releasing tomorrow, and go ahead and just jump on that call, and see how it is. Get into it. Get into your trading and stuff. Before we get into the Q&A, let's do our inspirational. Well, first, let's go over the final numbers. Final numbers, we're up about 1% across the board, right? NASDAQ up about 1.5%. Great day across the board for markets. Couldn't be better going into earnings tomorrow. So that's enough of that. Let's put me on full screen. And before I show you this, let me kind of put a little context to it. So with, Samuel and Laura and all the office will tell you this. We get it so many times. These people are so all they want to do is make money. They want to change their life. They want to take advantage of opportunity, but for some reason they just don't pull the trigger. There's always a hurdle, and it's always a mental hurdle, right? Well, I want to make $1 million, but I'm not willing to spend $2,500 to do that, right? I'm not willing to spend $1,000 to do that, but I want to make $1 million, right? There's the other hurdle. Well, I don't understand. I don't this, that. There's always a hurdle, right? And so let's talk about today's saying. And it's from Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett I'm old enough to remember Carol Burnett, man. She was the bomb. But she said it, and she said it best. Only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. Okay? And that is our words to live by. You guys all remember that. When you see that link and you see other people making money and you're wondering why you aren't, and you're watching the train leave the station and you're the one waving with tears in your eyes and the other one's happily anticipating their train ride, be the one on the train, and it all starts with that. Only you can change your life, No one can do it for you. You have to make these decisions. And life, it takes a little risk sometimes. Gotta have a little risk built in there. So let's go ahead and go to the Q&A. Let me just scroll through here, and I'll start from the bottom. Tala, aloha, Chad. Let's see, VCBD. You know what, Chad, you always got some stock suggestions and stuff. I know you mentioned that yesterday. We had messaged you back on the boards. We'll get back to you on that, okay? I'll have the team take a look at it again and stuff, and we can get into it. And yeah, we actually took a look at it the last time you posted. I think you posted it, a day or two ago, and we were responding to it, and someone from the team was looking at it, and they were saying the same thing too. Low float, always good, right? On a small stock. And then yes, Samuel, we love tapping banks, and we are planning to tap it tomorrow. So look, at this point, again, are you the one standing at the station, or are you the one on the train, full of hope, full of energy, full of promise, right? If you're not positioned into these plays right now, you're behind the ball. You should have been positioning. As a service, we've spent maybe 3-4 weeks positioning. We've got plays all over the place. We've got a snap play long. We've got 2 long snap plays. We've got Bank of America. We've got AINV. We are short the dollar. We're short streaming media with Pandora. But we've very, very laboriously built these positions over the 3-4 weeks. Why? Because we want to be the ones on the train, okay? And you want to be the ones on the train too. So let's see. Yeah, you never know. I would wait on Netflix to get a little closer to the earnings report. You know what I mean? That's one I wouldn't take up a position yet. Kind of feel it out and stuff, because today was a really good day for the NASDAQ. So sometimes when you have days like this, when it's so strong, it's just sentiment that's floating stocks. So there's really nothing behind it. But there's a potential in there, because I think a lot of people are like my trading team, and they like the normal TV shows, the weekly TV shows, right, and stuff. And Hulu offers that, and there's a lot of other stuff too. I think there's Sling, and then Amazon, of course, with their Prime has their own. So there's a lot out there for Netflix to deal with. And plus too, from what we've heard, what we've read as a team about Netflix is they're having problems with China. They're not making any inroads with China. And that's really, where else do they expand, right? India and China. They pretty much covered the United States. Canopy growth. Okay, that's what. Yeah, we'll talk about that on the board. Yes. Yes, there you go, Chad. Absolutely. Click that, Chad. Come on over, man. You're always participating in stuff. Come join the team. Samuel's got it good. But so it looks like we got all the questions. So look, tomorrow's a busy day. We've got those first bank earnings coming out, about an hour before the market. So I want the trade team to rest up tonight. So I'm going to close the show a little early because we have some things to finish up for the office and stuff. But look, it was a great show today. And I thank all of you for coming in. Any of you, if you want to, absolutely click that link, not just Chad, all of you. If you're watching the show later, and you want to get involved and you want something good, definitely. It's right there in there. If you scroll down and you look for Samuel's name, you'll see that link, and it's a live clickable link on Samuel's, and we'll post it again. But, it's a great time tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I got to get this team. I got to get some stuff to the office that we've owed them for about 3 weeks. And then I got to get them to bed. They got to go rest because tomorrow's a big day. If you're not ready for tomorrow, then you're standing on the station. Okay. If you're standing on the station, click that link because you want to be on the train. Okay. Remember what Carol Burnett said? Okay. This is great stuff. Only I can change my life. No one can do it for me. So get in there and change your life right now. Right now. Don't wait another moment, okay? Look at how much fun and excitement we're having with this stock market. You need to be a part of this, all right? So look, that's enough from us. We'll see you guys tomorrow about a half hour after the market. Good luck to all of you traders out there with the earnings season kicking off tomorrow. As we said at the beginning, we'll kind of we'll rehash those 2 free picks we talked about earlier in the week. One was, God, you should remember your picks, right? One was SIG, the jeweler, Signet Jewelers. We were talking about maybe if it's overextended. I think that was up about $1 today too. So, and then there was another pick too that we were talking about. So look, you guys have a great afternoon. As always, thank you so much for your support. Tomorrow's going to be a great show, and it'll probably run a little long, and because we'll have a lot to talk about. So let's go enjoy Thursday. Okay, gang? Have a good one.